Wow. Well, after 10 months and 300 days, we are ready to get down to the business of the people, are we not? All right. I'd like to begin this morning by thanking all of you for coming and sharing this very exciting day with myself and my family and all the wonderful volunteers. I'd like to take a little second to thank the wonderful people who worked over the holiday weekend. My new friend, Rick Davis, who I have found out is the get it done guy, and his two counterparts, Mark and Chris. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Round of applause for them, please. To the many volunteers who are here, and to the volunteers who are watching on their televisions, watching on their computer screens, to you I say, I can't thank you enough. I will forever be grateful for your profound level of support to myself, my family. I will fight my very hardest to always make you proud, and I'm glad to say that I stand before you today because we have proved that principle can indeed trump power. I'll speak very briefly because I know that many of us here got to get to work, including me. But I do want to do two special things that are very near and dear to my heart. And the first is to fulfill a promise that was made very early on in the campaign. I was out and about recruiting volunteers, and there was one person we all know is just a fighter and a true campaigner. I knew she would be a great asset to our office, and so I approached her and I said, would you come join us? I shared my ideals. I shared my strategy to pull off this unthinkable, crazy adventure we decided to embark upon. And she says, Michael, I'll work my absolute hardest, but you have to promise one thing. And I said, geez, you already get me to promise stuff, but okay. What can I do for you? And she says, let me be the first person to sit in that big, cushy chair that the supervisors sit in behind the dais. So, Kathy Leathers, we have made it, sweetheart. Could you come up here and help me fulfill my first promise? The second is very important to me and to those who are close to myself and my family. I went to work for Dean Flores almost 4 years to the day today. Boy, what a ride it's been, huh, Dean? We have fought many giants. We have taken on many establishments. What I am most proud of is that we have never, ever followed the status quo. In working for him for over 4 years, there's one experience that stands out. He may not remember, but it's indicative of how we operated in Sacramento. It was during the budget talks, and there was a break on the assembly floor. While other assembly members went off to have dinner and go out at night on the town like they usually do, Dean and I went out onto the second patio. And that's important for two reasons. One, staff members weren't usually allowed out there. But Dean wanted me to have the experience of going out onto the speaker's patio and getting at least the view from it. And during the conversation, we were going over our many to-do list, as we always have, talking about the day ahead and the work that we have done early on. And we started to reflect upon our growing up and being in Shafter and going to Richland Junior High and Shafter High School and our days at Glenn Handel's Potato Shed. And he says, Michael, if there's ever a gift that anybody could give to me, I'm not sure if he remembers this. He says, if there's a gift that you could ever give to me, or anyone for that matter, that would symbolize who I am as a person, my work ethic, my mentality of working as soon as the sun comes up until the sun goes down, it would be an old burlap sack from Glenn Handel's Potato Shed. I have racked my brain, I must tell you, what I would give the man who has given me so much. And I couldn't think of anything better to give to the hardest working person I know but a burlap sack from Glenn Handel's Potato Shed. Thank you, Dean. I hope to make you proud. In closing, I'll share with you that I've learned early on in my life, from values that were instilled in me from my mother and my father, that we can better society. I've tried my very best to express these values throughout my career leading up to today, and I know it's those values and principles that will guide me into the future. My purpose in seeking office, as mentioned earlier, was not to oppose any man, but to propose good government. I believe that every hard-working resident throughout Kern County should receive their fair share, regardless of what side of town they live in. I believe that government can respond to hard-working people who have neither the deep pockets or the surname to participate in the political insiders game. The overwhelming support that I received and the many volunteers in going door to door to over 15,000 homes was a testament to the belief that politics of hope can overcome the politics of old. I'll tell you now that true representation does not end on Election Day, and it certainly does not end on the swearing-in day. It evolves over time through the efforts put forth of the members of the community and our elected officials. I believe that it is just as much a duty to every citizen to hold their government responsible as it is for his and her to pay their taxes. In the end, I will never forget, nor will I ever take for granted, the fact that you and people watching and the people in Kern County gave me this awesome responsibility. My favorite modern-day poet is Edwin Markham. I believed he summed it up best when he wrote, "There is a destiny that makes us all brothers. None goes his way alone. All that we send into the lives of others comes back into our own. And I shall dedicate the next 4 years giving back to all of you what you have so graciously given to me." And that's the opportunity to stand here this morning. Thank you, and God bless.